Previously on Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
Talk to me! Captain, all of our command systems cracked. Nothing's responding.
Freeman, Palmyra, can you tell us what's happening there?
Something terrible.
My God.
Amazing what they show on TV these days, huh, Sam? World's gone crazy.
I guess you're in the right business then, Doug.
What are you doing here?
I'm looking for a guy named Mylan Nedich. Heard he works for you. Your buddy Nedich is dirty. Cut him loose.
Unlike other employers, I don't cut people loose. If you got evidence against one of my guys, I'll help you bring him in.
Let's not make a scene.
Who are you? What do you want?
I want to know why you're protecting Zherkezhi. How Displace is involved.
I won't talk.
You're gonna make me cut your throat and look for the words inside your neck.
Oh, God. Please. Let me go.
You're not leaving here alive, Nedich. But if you tell me what I want to know, I can make the end a little easier for you.
The blackout. We needed to keep Zherkezhi safe after the blackout.
And what about the Walsh?
I don't know anything about the Walsh. You'll have to ask Shetland.
Shetland?
Yeah. She needed more data from Zherkezhi after the blackouts. But we have everything we...
Shetland knows what you're up to.
Yeah, he's the boss. He gave the order to bring Zherkezhi here.
Where is he now?
He's on his way here now, by helicopter.
The truth. Did Oppenheimer know the truth? What about Roosevelt? Abe, truth is what we need it to be. And the truth is, we did the right thing.
What do you mean?
Proof of concept worked. It was ugly, sure, but it's over now.
You mean there will be peace?
Well, peace isn't something that just happens, Abe. It has to be enforced, just like in the old days. You know, sheriff wears a shield, sure, but he also wears a gun.
Gun?
That's right.
Oh my God.
And we can't have that gun falling into the wrong hands, can we now, Abe?
What are you... No!
My God, Fisher! Don't let Shetland escape!
Is he a target?
He's the target! Damn it, he's gone. There was no way you could have stopped him. Complete the rest of the mission. I'll see if we can track him.
Today, Ambassador Long Dan announced Chinese support for the North Korean claim that they did not intentionally launch the missile that sank the Walsh.
We are monitoring these developments while continuing to seek a peaceful resolution. Make no mistake, the Chinese People's Republic will employ all means at our disposal to protect our interests in the Asian subcontinent.
Our intelligence estimates that the current number of Korean troops massed at the border runs as high as 200,000 men. Monty?
Montgomery Lewis, The Times. Do we know what the possible North Korean strategy will be if diplomatic efforts fail?
We've known for decades that the NKA would move to capture Seoul as quickly as possible, regardless of the cost. That is how our defenses are structured. But with the capital less than 40 miles from the border, and well within artillery range of the big guns, it is clear that war would be catastrophic in terms of damage done and lives lost.
Fisher, I know you think the shortest distance to solving this problem is to go after Shetland. You might be right. Unfortunately, the diplomatic situation surrounding the Walsh incident is not softening. We are less than 24 hours from open war on the Korean Peninsula. We've located the battery that launched the missile against the Walsh. If there is any credence to the North Korean claim that the launch was unintentional, we need to prove it, and fast.
I've been reverse engineering the data you recovered from Zherkezhi's computer in New York. Zherkezhi's algorithm is an advanced extrapolation of the mass kernels made infinitely more complex by recursion through Dvorak. I think that if you can access the BIOS memory of the missile launchers at the battery, I should be able to ID a fingerprint that the algorithm would have left on the system.
You'll be doing a halo insertion into a forest 2 clicks east of the battery. You'll enter the battery's secure perimeter and infiltrate via the main air shaft. The battery itself has been around since World War II, but intelligence and satellite imaging show it's been retrofitted several times since then. We have some limited mapping data. We don't know what you'll find.
Since the destruction of the Walsh, the USS Ronald Reagan has assumed CNC duties for the battle group in the Yellow Sea. Our fleet is on red alert. In case of war, we are prepared to conduct precision sorties against high-value targets aimed at reducing North Korean coastal defenses for insertion behind their advancing front. If intelligence indicates that the Koreans are picking a fight, then it's a fight they'll get. Anyone in that battery, when the whistle blows, better find himself a tin hat and a Bible.
Japanese ISDF has been instrumental in determining that the missile that sank the Walsh was indeed fired from this battery. You have the complete support of all branches of the Japanese self-defense force in order to determine the rationale for this insane move by the Korean aggressors. We do not have the capability to strike the facility directly, but ISDF will use any means at our disposal to interfere with their capabilities in the event that our great American allies are forced to declare war.
Fisher, it's starting to look like war is unavoidable. JCOS is asking all sources for current division-level intelligence.
So, besides stopping World War III, is there anything else I can do for you this evening?
The base commander should have up-to-date intel about NKA divisional strength down the Kaesong-Munsan approach.
I'll try to schedule an appointment with his secretary.
Fisher, since everyone is asking everyone for intel, I'd love to have a few chips at the big table.
What can I get you, Will?
Looks like this battery has repair and maintenance capability for mechanized warfare support. Any shipping or repair logs you can recover would be a big help.
I'll find what I can.
How's it going, everybody? It's Snotrag, and I have more Splinter Cell Chaos Theory for y'all today. We have the missile battery. This is a very interesting mission, to say the least, in terms of all the stuff that I found that works, because there's a heavy amount of RNG in this mission, and it could be very, very difficult to be able to pull off, especially with the challenges that I'm implementing. You want to OCP this light when they're looking at the boxes and taking inventory. That's when you want to do that. You don't want to do it any later than that when they're moving. You want to do it when they're standing still or crouched looking at the boxes. Any sooner than that, then that will cause them to investigate. Very sensitive AI as well in this mission. Very sensitive. There is so much that needed to be done, and this is a challenge video of not being suspected, and also with limiting myself to 2 saves. And unfortunately, we do have to take 2 people out in this mission. It's just a pain in the butt to try to get by them, based on the RNG that you will get. Like, every single time that you play this mission, it's always going to be different, and it's evident of that. It's very tough to be able to pull some of the stuff that I'm about to do off of a hitch. It's very difficult. So we're going to go ahead and go down to this office here, and this is going to be the first objective that we need to get for William. And when you use your EEV on these computers, you want to aim at the base of the screen. Now, there's supposed to be another person in here, and I'm making sure that we're all clear before I get a little froggy here. So aim at the base of the screen.
Good work, Fisher. Looks like they track shipping and repair through 4 separate departments.
Gotta love military bureaucracy.
See if you can get the logs from the other 3.
Now serving number 67.
Just kind of scanning that area just to make sure he doesn't come in at the wrong time and spot us. So he should be good to go. And I also did, I keep looking at the video analytics of the Splinter Cell series that I've been doing, and obviously the Splinter Cell remake news video that I posted. The numbers keep going up, and I'm very happy with that. And of course, I couldn't have done it without you guys, so I have to thank you all so much with just supporting the channel and supporting the series as well. I really have to thank you. You guys are the reason why I want to keep going, and I want to keep doing these videos. So all we're going to do is just wait for this guard in here that's checking inventory before we move on. He's going to be doing his inventory checking for quite a while in certain areas. So he's going to come up to our door here, and he's going to be here for at least a minute or two. So you can break out, you know, your next tax statements and everything and get to work on those. By the time you're all done with that, he's going to finally move. So he'll be in that corner a little bit, and then as soon as he turns his back and steps a couple of paces forward, that's when you can open the door and you should be good to go. Good to go. So there is a camera, but there's also a light that we can OCP, and when we OCP the light, he's going to be suspicious of the light going out. He's not going to be suspicious of possibly seeing Sam.
What's going on?
See, he's talking about the light. He's not talking about us. So all we got to do is just pick this lock, and then there's the second objective that we need for reading in this room as well. And open we go, and in we go. Silky smooth. I'm a little tired as I'm recording this as well. I've been working my butt off lately. There it is. Okay, and we're gonna go back the way we came. Except you might want to double check, and it's a good thing that we do here because he's actually right there in the corner. Now here's where he's just going to be chilling for a while. I don't know why that is. It might be the RNG that plays a huge part of it. I'm not sure. But this man stays here until next winter. Like, by the time he finally moves, I need a new haircut. It's that bad. He's just going to be there for like a couple minutes, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way toward where he was at the very beginning because there's a vent there. Now, when you open the vent, depending on when you open it, that counts as a suspicion to him because he's like, hey, was this open before? And then the music kicks up and everything. So to me, that counts as someone knows Sam is there, and that's not what we want with this walkthrough. However, if you time opening the vent and going through just right, you're not in the area, you don't hear him say the dialogue, and the music doesn't kick up, so ergo, it doesn't count. I know I'm bending the rules and everything a little bit, but if they found a way to close them, then that would make a lot more sense. But unfortunately, we can't close the vents and everything like that. Certain vents we can, these ones we can't. So we're going to OCP that light just for a little bit of insurance, just to make sure the camera and the buddy boy doesn't spot us here. And we're just going to wait for him to go to the shelf that he decided to be at for like a, gosh, for a long while he was there. And he's double checking everything. He's being a good little soldier, making sure everything's all good. Otherwise his S4 is going to be pissed, and that's no bueno. So I keep talking about you guys because if it wasn't for you guys liking and supporting the series, I wouldn't keep doing this. And it's all because of you guys that I'm more motivated to continue on doing YouTube. And I'm just so ecstatic that the videos and everything are getting a lot of attention. And I have you guys to thank for that. From the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you. So all we're going to do is wait for him to head toward the very first shelf of the door that we came from. And then that's when we're going to back up to this corner, open the trap door, and then we're good to go. Now, if we had the ability to close this, then we wouldn't have to worry about a suspicion. But because he's going to be there at the shelf for quite a while, and we're going to be long gone, we're not going to hear him say the words. The music's not going to kick up. It doesn't count. So silky smooth, you just got through there without being suspected.
All right, well, that's
now here you're going to want to do exactly as I do.
Who's in the control room? How should I know? So what? You just going to leave the missile hanging there? Orders. Deliver cargo to loading bay at facility 27-290. Nothing in there about working a bunch of cranes that we're not trained on.
As soon as he says that, wait 2 seconds and then go up. We're going to wait right here. Now what we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to OCP the camera twice, because what that is going to do is it's going to cause a distraction that both of these guys are going to need to go and investigate, and that's going to give us some wiggle room in order to get by unseen. Because once we climb up on the pipe and everything like that, there's a red light that you can OCP, but that will draw their suspicion toward you, which is not really what we want. But if you do not do something about either the camera or the light, they will see you, and that's not what we want. So as soon as he moves, we're going to go over to the circuit board here and bypass it, and then we're going to go all the way back to the hood of the truck, hop up there, and then OCP the camera immediately. Get up there, the camera should be right here. We got it, and then jump up on the pipe here. And then we're going to climb all the way down, and this should give you enough time. The camera should not see you. It should be disabled long enough for you to get in the dark and remain hidden. Now that red light that you see all the way down that hallway, you can OCP that, but they'll get suspicious and move toward that area, which is not what we want. We want them to not be looking at us. This should give you plenty of time to get all the way down here. You're in the dark, the camera is back up. Now the other guard is sitting down in the chair, and if you were to just go right now where the other guard is patrolling and he's sitting down, he'll still see you even with the red light, and that's not good. So we're just going to halt right about here. This should do the trick. And we're going to hang upside down like Batman for a little bit. Camera's right there. And we're going to wait for the guard to go toward the base of the stairs. Once he gets close enough to the guy in the chair, that's when you want to OCP the camera for a second time. That will be your distraction. They'll both be looking at the camera, and that'll give you plenty of wiggle room to go right through the tunnel and down without being seen. Plus, I think this is kind of cool. Now. Okay, he's got up. He's not looking our way. Time to go. There we go. And then as soon as you're in here, drop down. Silky smooth. So there's a guard up here that kind of does like a half-ass patrol, depending on how far you've gotten into the game. Up to a certain section, his patrol pattern will change, but since this is our first time here, his patrol pattern is literally that far. He stops, turns around, and then goes back the way he came. That should give us plenty of time to sneak right behind him, and then jump up into the vent. Up ahead, we're going to knock out 2 objectives in one situation, which is going to be awesome. We're going to bypass the circuit here. Going up. Also very tired with just how many tries it took me, and then especially after working a 12-hour shift, it's just like, ugh. Oh, bugger. I'm a little tired. Now up ahead, there is going to be a guard that comes through this retinal scanner area. What you want to do is you can do 2 things. You can just immediately go out this door and then hide in a corner, or you can just use your optic cable and just wait for the guard. I like to lean on the side of caution. I don't like to rush things unless it's absolutely necessary. So we're going to use the optic cable approach. All we need to do up here is listen to the conversation and then get on a computer to retrieve another log for reading. There's the guard. You should be good to go.
Sir, we have finished our preliminary.
Stay up on this wall here and no one will see you.
And what is your report, Captain?
We did every test we could, sir.
And?
And, well, there was no malfunction, sir.
No malfunction? Curious. There is an $80 billion warship on the bottom of the sea, sunk by a missile that left this battery. The world is less than 12 hours from a war that will kill millions of people. And you're telling me that there was no malfunction?
We checked everything, sir. I assure you.
Well, Captain, the only 2 people in this building who could authorize that launch without approval are you and I. I know I did not do it, so if it wasn't a malfunction, I want you to run every test again. Then run whatever test the captain forgot until you find out what the hell happened with my missiles. Sir, yes sir, get out of my sight.
That seals it. The missile came from here, but they didn't launch it intentionally.
So that's a good thing. We can avoid a war.
Problem is that someone launched the missile intentionally.
Isn't that someone dug Shetland using Zherkezhi's algorithms?
That seems likely, but I still need to see if there's a Dvorak fingerprint on the BIOS of the launcher that fired the missile.
So that's the first objective knocked out. We just got to listen to that conversation between the colonel and his subordinates. And the next objective is literally right to the left of us. It's that computer that we're looking at. But we have to wait for this guard to move down a set of stairs in order to access it without being spotted. He's going to do his thing. He's going to look at the... I don't even know what to call that. I think it's a radar. He's going to look at that for a little bit, then turn around, and then maybe sit back down on the computer, and then he's going to go down the stairs. Alright, lucky us. He decided to go down the stairs. Alright, once he gets about there, you should be good to go up here, get the computer, and then that's the second to last one we need.
Good work, Sam. One more shipping log to go, and we'll have an accurate picture of their mechanized capabilities in the region.
Stamp on the wall again. Nobody will see you as you're exiting. Silky smooth. And then we're literally going to go back the way we came through the vent and then use the elevator again, excuse me. So at this point in time, that guard that we snuck by earlier in order to use the elevator, his patrol pattern has now changed. So his pattern is going to be covering the hallway that we came from in order to get into the air duct that lets the elevator. And he's also going to be patrolling another hallway where we're going to need to go later on. And that will make things considerably tougher. Elevator going down. So the next section, I will explain it as best as I can. It's just completely random. Every single playthrough that I did, it will be different for you guys. So now the guard should be going down this hallway, but I'm going to double check just to make sure. He might be, I'm not sure. I want to make sure that he's going down that hallway first. Is he down there? No, he's not. Okay, good. So now's our time to move. There is a camera right outside this door, so make sure that you have your OCP equipped, and we do have another guard. This is a hiding spot for you guys, just in case that guard that we saw sees you, and there's another place for you guys to hide. Here's the camera. There is another guard out here, so be careful. He could be anywhere at this point, so if he's right there, he might take his time, but just take your time at this part. Good to go. You're going to want to slow down here, and then up ahead is where I'm going to implement my first of 2 saves. Make sure that you have your sticky camera equipped, because this part, my god, oh, this is very tough to do, and it just 100% depends on the AI and the RNG that's involved here. So we're just going to wait for this guard to turn around, and then we should be good to go, and then we're going to make our way down to the launch control area. I recommend saving here, like 100%, but make sure you use your optic cable before going in. So, what we're going to do here is save, and then we're going to use our optic cable. This guard on the computer right now is a jerk. He will do a whole bunch of different things. He'll either sit down at the computer right there and get up in 3 seconds, or he'll stay there for like an unlimited amount of time, and then he'll go check on his buddy, and then he'll go sit back down on the computer for 3 seconds, and then he'll go check on his buddy, and then he'll either go to the left or the right side of the room and check on those junction boxes, or he'll sit back down on the computer for an unspecified amount of time. Now, if he goes to the left like that, to those junction boxes, this is when you can go up to the computer that he's at and get the last secondary objective.
Good job, Sam. From the parts and transport requests, it looks like this facility is significantly more important than our latest estimates.
Well, you know me. Always where the action
You
is.
might be here for a while if you're going to do it exactly this way. What you're going to do is, you're going to shoot the sticky camera exactly where I do, right into this corner here. And what this is going to do is, it's going to allow us to distract the guard that is working on the control panel that we need to bypass. But we have to wait for the guard that's working on the junction boxes right now. If he goes all the way to the far right side of the room toward the door where we came from and works on those green boxes, that's when you can use your sticky camera to distract the guard that we need to get out of the way in order to bypass the circuit. This will take you a considerable amount of time to do. It depends on the guard's performance 100%. The one that's mostly going in and out of the room. So luckily for us, I think he's going to the right. So right here, now you're going to want to distract him. So this guard will do one of two things. He will either go to the source of the noise, or he'll leave the room. You're going to need to wait until you find out what he does. But if he goes straight to the camera, he's going to be looking for their...
Alright, that opened the casing. You can access the motherboard on the launcher itself, and recover any routing data from the BIOS.
He's going to be looking for that camera for a little bit, and that should give you enough wiggle room to get back into the dark and be able to get by. So he's calm, nothing happened, and he's going to go back to work. Silky smooth. So now the problem is getting out of here. And this guard right here can be a jerk. Like I said, it depends on what he is doing. That'll give you clearance to get in and out. So he could go up talking to the engineer again, and then he could go to either the far left or the far right of the room, or he could sit back down at the computer. See, he's sitting back down to the computer. It's totally random what he does. What I'd recommend is if he is at the computer for longer than 3 seconds, that's when you can move. But right now, I'm kind of in a hurry to get out of here because that guard is very unpredictable. Whew. Knock that out. All right. So we're going to do just a little bit of a wait game here. Now this guard can either go left or right. It depends on him. If he goes either way, just a couple of paces, just let him go a few steps, and you should be able to go access the computer at the missile. Just sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. And that's it.
Good work, Sam. I'm scanning the BIOS now. Yeah, that's a Dvorak fingerprint.
Where did it come from? Hokkaido? The Displace offices?
Seoul.
What? As in South Korea? Are you telling me the U.S. just got drawn into a war protecting the people that sank the Walsh?
I can't trace it back farther than Seoul.
Well, what do I do?
Sweet Jesus, Fisher. The NKA just committed. They're coming across the DMZ. We're at war.
Why? We just found proof they didn't launch the missile.
Good Lord, speaking of missile launches, that battery just lit up like a smoker getting off an airplane.
They're not targeting our ships, are they?
Active radar is up. It looks like a launch is imminent. Fisher, you need to abort that missile.
You got it.
Now this guard will do one or two things. He'll either crouch at this missile that we're trying to get at, or he'll go back to his normal patrol pattern at that other one. If he's crouched at this missile right here, just go for it.
I see what you're thinking, Fisher.
If they're just going to throw protocol to the wind and leave the warhead case unlocked.
Even detonating them won't destroy the battery.
No, but it will make an awful big mess.
Now, like I said, depending on that guard, it depends 100% on him. We also got to be careful of the guard that likes to patrol these hallways here. So once we know that we're in the clear, we should be good to go. We're going to place a sticky camera in a very strategic location. I'd recommend that you use 2 cameras here, actually. One in this room, and then the other exactly where I'm going to place mine. Just that way you have an idea of where this guard is. Because when we come back to this area later, he'll be a pain in the butt. And he'll see you and ruin everything. At this part in time, we can actually just literally take our time here. We're not on a time limit as of yet. So we can just take our time here. The next section up ahead, I will explain to a T exactly what I do. There's kind of a way to ruin the RNG in either your favor or not in your favor. It totally depends. And of course, it also happens at the most, important part of the mission and the most crucial part. When you're on a time limit in a stealth game. Oof. All we're gonna do is just shadow this guard. And then, like I said, you're gonna want to make sure that you use your sticky camera. I'm going to only place one, but like I said, I recommend placing two. One at the room that we were just in, and the other one where I'm about to show you. So shoot your sticky camera right up here at these pipes. This will give you an okay advantage to see if he's coming down the hallway, but your first camera should be back at that room so that way you can tell if he's there. And then that'll give you plenty of time. Now, let's see here. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, he's going to the radar. That should give us plenty of time here. Just casually sneak on by. There is another camera past this door. If you stick up here, he'll turn around and he'll see you if you're not up on that wall. Okay, we should be good to go. See, watch. You should exactly see where he is here in just a second. That's why we placed that camera there, so that way we know when he's coming back down the hallway and if it's okay to open this door again on our way back, because he will see you on our way back. So go ahead and hit the camera, and your next missile is right here.
Good work, Fisher.
I'm uploading the arming sequence codes for Grim. Lambert, if worst comes to worst, and I'm still here.
You don't even need to say it, Sam.
So this is the first of the two guys that we are going to need to take out. Mostly because he's just a pain in the butt to try to sneak by, and like I said, I try to make these walkthroughs that everybody can do it. So he's out of the equation, so we don't have to worry about that. Yippee! Okay, now what I'm about to do here is I'm going to try to disrupt these guys' RNG patterns. So as soon as this door opens, you're going to want to run and do everything to get their attention. Because this will disrupt them. It'll be like, oh, there's something moving around out there? That's kind of what we want.
Black hell! You're too late.
The warhead won't arm until it's a few hundred meters from its target. If I can dig up the abort codes.
Good thinking. Check launch control directly under the platform.
I'm on my way.
Make it fast, Fisher. Flight time on that missile is 3 minutes.
So to be fair, it could be anybody moving out there. It doesn't necessarily mean that they saw Sam. They heard something. They didn't see me. So what we're doing here is we're trying to disrupt these guards' movement patterns, but here it ended up being not in our favor, but that's okay. It's an easy way to get around this, and unfortunately though that there is going to be the second guy that we have to take out. That computer is what we need. Well, because the RNG that I tried to disrupt failed, and this is where I implement my second save, because I completely threw off their patrol patterns with trying to disrupt the RNG, it'll do two things. One, it'll work out for you, or two, it won't. In my case, it decided that it does not want to work out for me. So unfortunately, this guy is another guy that we are going to need to take out, because that's all he'll do is go back and forth between the computer and this junction box. He won't go anywhere else. Trust me, I've done it before where, yes, it has worked, and in this case, when I decided to play this, and no, it didn't work out in my favor. So yeah, he would have to go sleepy night-night.
Good work, Sam. Those are the abort codes.
I still need to bypass the override circuit from the missile control room.
Hurry. The missile is closing on the USS Ronald Reagan at top speed.
Hold on. Did you just tell me I need to win one for the Gipper?
Dude, what does that even mean?
Never mind. You're right, Grim.
Keep in mind, we do have a camera, and we also do have the sticky camera that we set up. This is when you want to check to make sure that the guard's not there. So this is why I highly encourage you to set up a second camera. So look, he's coming right now. So it's a good thing that we have this camera here and we checked. So this is going to totally throw us off. But don't worry, we should have plenty of time to do this. So we know that he's coming, and I know his patrol pattern is going to be to the radio dish, to the junction boxes, and then back down to the hull. Or the radar, excuse me. So we're just going to wait a couple of seconds, because if we were to go right now, disrupt the camera, and then open the door, he will see you. So all of it just depends on timing. But we pretty much completed the mission, so we got nothing to worry about here. So we're going to go ahead and just get on moving. And then we're going to use the optic cable here real quick. Okay, so we're going to take a chance to open the door. Okay, perfect. He didn't see us there. Wait right here until he decides to be fully gone. Be gone, Satan! Okay, good. And just go right up on the computer. You should be able to do it. Whew.
Good job, Sam. Missile aborted.
That's it? It's dust?
No, but the warhead can't arm. Even if it gets past the Reagan's phalanx, it'll hit the hull and crumple like a beer can.
Crumpling beer cans. That's what sailors are best at, I guess.
Very funny. You need to make your way to extraction.
Right, I'm on my way.
I am out of here. Whoa, what a tough mission, guys. Oh my gosh. And we were able to get that just in time, too. Holy crap. And that's it. We just completed the battery. Another doozy of a mission, and just a fun one at that, though. But my goodness, is it this mission, wow, it's whew. And we did it. Honestly, with the RNG and everything, this mission is literally like a box of chocolates. You really do not know what you're going to get. So we were zeros across the board other than 2 people that we had to knock out. It was necessary, and just based on their patrol patterns and everything, the RNG, and also, like I said, I'm trying to make these walkthroughs so that way everybody would be able to do this. But that's how you complete the battery, the missile battery on expert difficulty, 100% stealth, and without being suspected. Guys, thank you all so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And as always, stay frosty.